I'm introducing myself as Shane.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Triple Threat Show on WXJM 88.7 FM, Harrisonburg, Virginia, and WXJM.org. My name is Jeremy Lapidus, host of this Triple Threat Show, joined as always by my two friends and co-hosts,
Caleb.
And
Peter Kegwin.
Unfortunately, Shane is not here today.
Shane is not here today. He has a lot to do, but that is okay. We power on. Before we get into everything this week, how have you guys been? What have you guys been up to?
This week is what, without any expletives, is going what I would call a really trying week. I have a lot of stuff going on. One of which being is that I am essentially working about 16 hours a day currently, and this radio is right now my break.
This is your break?
This is my break.
Oh, that's crazy.
But I love what I do, so it doesn't feel like it, except at the end of the day when I just turn around and just fall into my bed. But yeah, so this week is gonna until the end after Friday, I'll be good, hopefully. And then I don't know. I may go to the beach very, very soon.
Ooh, fancy.
Sounds like you have earned it if you're working 16
Absolutely.
hours a day. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
What about you, Caleb? What have you been up to?
Just a lot of work, a lot of things like that. It's coming down to the end. I've got 2.5 weeks until I present my project.
Mm.
And then I have 37 days until graduation.
That's terrifying.
That is absolutely terrifying. Which
That's
means I have
awesome.
38 days until I go to the beach. So that's fun. And then it gives me like 60-something days until I go to Europe.
Lucky you, going everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. How about yourself?
How about me?
What have you been up to in the last week?
What have I been up to?
Anything fun?
Not really. Today is the first night of Passover. Or tonight is. So, happy Pesach.
Man, I wish I really wish I was well versed in
I do too.
I always feel bad because I'm like, this is really interesting, but then it's like I don't know what you're saying. And so first day is what?
Tonight is the first night of Passover.
And what is it called?
It's Passover.
No.
Pesach?
But, yeah. What is that?
It's just Passover in Hebrew.
Okay. Well, I didn't know.
Yeah, no.
I just heard you say it, so I thought I'd ask.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we'll tell the story tonight if you want to show up.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the best I can off of memory. It's gonna be great.
Well, now I understand the invitation to dinner. I'm gonna be honest, because while we were walking in here, you were just like, "Hey, you want to come to dinner?" I was like, "What's going on? Like what?" I thought there was
We made brisket.
Awesome.
It's very exciting.
Can't be much. I'm confident your brisket is better than JMU's brisket.
I don't know. It's Eli's brisket, but
I'm
we'll
confident Eli's brisket is better than JMU's brisket.
Anyway, that's for later tonight. We have a show for you guys today, and I'm very excited to get into it. What? Yeah, it's always been there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Just to explain, I've taken Shane's seat today, which is behind the desk. And so now I'm looking around and there's so many lights and things that I've never seen from my corner. Peter is in my corner today.
Oh yes, very very good news. Just some housekeeping. I was pitched a new logo today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
By who?
By Ryan from Costco. I don't know if you guys remember him.
Ryan
From Costco. This is
Look at that.
Oh, that's actually
Isn't
really
that really
cool.
good?
That's really good.
Yeah. Peter, take a look at this. Isn't
Ryan,
this pretty
if you're
good?
listening, that's really good.
Walk me through it.
What do you mean walk you through it?
What are the intricacies of it? I'm not I'm honestly interested.
There's 2 T's and an S, I think.
Yeah, but there's clearly a shape that it's trying to form. Is it supposed to be like a football?
I have no idea.
Is it a microphone?
I don't know. I think he just thought it looked cool.
I think
Okay.
it looks cool.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
All right, we're gonna replace our logo coming up soon.
Are you gonna get it digitized, or are you just gonna leave it as a paper?
We're probably gonna get it digitized.
Okay.
You're not gonna stick with the one that you have claimed has been done for.
Dude, I'm a big fan of the logo I drew. I really am. Like, honestly, I'm a big fan of it. But
Oh, I am too. It's just you've got to make it like digitized.
right, we're gonna use his because it's pretty good.
Are you
And
sure you don't want to just do the modern logo just in a normal Open Sans font triple threat show?
oh God, no, no. I'd rather
then
stick
charge.
with this MS Paint one.
And then charge companies $50,000 for the new logo.
I love the MS Paint. I think it's so funny.
Yeah.
We're so low budget here.
Look, if they started paying me, I could afford a better logo. Anyway, a couple big things. We're gonna start. Good job. We're gonna start with some more boring stuff. There were a couple CBAs that got signed over this last week. We'll start in the NBA because I think we're gonna have a better discussion about that one. The NBA signed a new 7-year agreement. I think it was 7. It was 7, Peter, yeah?
Yeah.
7 years with the NBA PA.
Yes, Players Association.
I know, I just... The
The NBA PA.
yeah, it's just such a weird... It's a mouthful.
Well, it's the NFL PA, the NBA PA.
I know, but it's the
PLL
APA at
PA.
the end of it. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's a pretty big mouthful for me.
APA? You mean like the citation?
Yeah, but then there's letters before it. Um,
Are we making a new citation type?
yep.
The Nebraska citation. NBA PA.
But yeah, there were a couple big things to come out of it. First of all, to win any major award, you have to play at least 65 games.
Fair.
Fair?
That is 100% fair.
Really?
Yes.
That's not what I thought you guys would
100%
say.
fair. No,
What?
Yeah.
I hate load management. Imagine being a kid and you walk in to see LeBron James play, or at this point Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then you're told, "Sorry, son, he's not playing tonight.
He's being rested.
Random guy from the G League is going to be our new guy for tonight." I mean, that is probably one of the saddest things.
Sorry, Giannis hit the floor for the first 2 minutes of the game. He hit tip-off and then off.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, that's what they're going to do.
I know, and it's going to be awful.
And I understand it's because NBA players it's different than Michael Jordan's era where everyone is training their bodies to the extreme to have a fighting chance. But, come on. Like, either, I think that they should shorten the schedule personally. But
See, they're never going to do that, though.
I know they're never going to
More
do
games,
that.
more money.
Exactly. And
More viewers.
I'm on the opposite side. Like, I understand the thought behind it. Load management is bad, but it's not going to stop load management. We've just now in the last sentence already figured out what they're going to do to rest players. They're going to have them play they're going to have them start, and then they're going to take them out at the next stop of the ball, and then they're not going to play the rest of the game.
I mean, we'll talk about this later on, but the Mavericks are already fully planning on taking out both Kyrie and Luka Doncic for the rest of the year because they know they're not going to make the playoffs. So they're just like, we don't need to play them. Risk an injury? Nope.
Right. I mean, it's
going to be interesting when LeBron James goes to the Mavericks next year.
I think LeBron James goes to wherever Victor Wembanyama is going to be.
the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oh, sorry, the San Antonio
No.
Spurs.
Yeah,
I forgot.
it's probably going to be the Spurs.
It's going to be the Spurs.
It's not. Gonna
I
be
would
the Thunder.
absolutely believe that LeBron would team up with Kyrie and Luka. And
I think that Kyrie may retire if that happens.
Kyrie's not going to retire.
nah.
He doesn't have to stay in Dallas. He's a free agent after this
I
season.
love Kyrie and his consistent lying. Have you seen the post about that?
Not recently.
Oh, they were like, so he's been moved around a little bit recently.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. But every single time he gets somewhere, he's like, I promise, I'm going to sign with, Brooklyn, for example. He's like, I'm going to sign here. I'm going to get the extension. And then at the end of the year, he's like, goodbye. I'm out. He's done it for the past 3 teams. That he's like, I'm gonna sign an extension here. I want to stay here. And then at the end of the year, he's like, I'm out.
Well, I look at it like this. I don't think he's really lying. I think that the money just isn't right. I think
Oh,
that they don't want to
probably.
do the max deal with him because, let's be honest, he is a very controversial figure, whether you agree with what he says or not. And then at the end of the day, do you really want to pay someone the max amount of money who may be forced to sit out because of stuff he said? So, I completely understand it. He's not going to stay with the Mavericks, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
No, he's
I just
gone.
think it would be hilarious if it was.
My main issue with the 65 games isn't the idea behind it. It's that 30 years from now, when this is a rule that's just been forever, some guy who was head and shoulders way above everybody in the MVP race, he's only gonna play 64 games in a season, and then he's not gonna be able to win not because of load management, because he broke his foot and missed the first month, and then he only played 64 games,
Yeah, and I mean,
and then he's not going to be able to win.
I feel like that's bad, but at the same time, I think that playing close to 82 games, as much of the full schedule as possible in today's day and age for the NBA, is so much bigger and so much cooler. I mean, look at we have the biggest talk right now in the NBA world and a lot of the sports world is who's going to win the NBA MVP. Is it going to be Nikola Jokic or is it going to be Joel Embiid? And, I think it's very clear cut that it's Nikola Jokic.
I think it's gotten a whole lot closer since we last talked.
But the problem with that is that if you look how many games Joel Embiid has played this year, he should not win MVP.
How many games has he played, Peter? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure it's like 10 or 12 less than Nikola Jokic. Like I know that he's missed a fair amount of games because he's injury prone.
Right. I mean, but that's a whole different thing than, just load management like Kawhi does all the time.
Kawhi does that because he doesn't want to play.
I know, but being injured is different than load management.
Joel is currently at 65 games this year. So under the rules, he would still be qualified.
Right.
I was about to say.
Nikola.
He's at exactly 65.
Nikola Jokic is currently... Oh, it's actually closer than I thought. He's at 68 games. Okay. Then that's different. I mean, I still think it's Jokic, personally. If you also look at the number of games where Joel has been gone and Jokic has been gone, where
Jokic just missed his third game straight.
Yeah, that's why. I messed that up. But
Jokic has a tight calf.
So essentially...
I don't know, I'm just reading the report.
Yeah. If you look at the statistics of when Jokic is out versus Embiid is out, I think the Nuggets have a losing record, while the 76ers have a winning record still. So I don't know. That says a lot to me.
Right.
I'll put that back to the New Deal because there were some other really good things in it.
Yeah, there were some other things. That's just the one thing that I was like, that I understand the thought process, but there's something that's going to go wrong and people are going to riot about it. And they're going to point back to 2023 when the NBA made the stupidest rule of all time,
Do you want me to list some of the other new stuff?
Oh yeah, I was just going to go into the in-season tournament, but then you can go ahead.
Okay, go for it.
Sorry. The in-season tournament, they're just adding a little cash incentive to players to spice up the regular season. I'm a fan. They're not adding more games other than the championship would be one extra game for those teams. It's single elimination, and it's hopefully, because we know in the regular season that players just don't try as hard for most of them. Hopefully that'll incentivize them to go a little harder, add more intrigue to it.
I don't think there's enough money for them to do it.
Right, but it's something interesting. It's like, how many, you get some bragging rights over them. They're all competitive.
We're going to see the worst team in the league win it all because everyone just benches their starters because The only difference is that each player gets paid an additional $500,000 a year, which
Right, I mean, but
for the
that's a lot
average
of money.
person is a lot of money. For an NBA player, you
Nah,
sit on the bench for $1 million.
Yeah, I was about to say, nah,
Right.
nothing at all.
You sit on the bench for $1 million, but getting like getting half your salary for just a couple games, isn't that like maybe the stars won't convince it, but there's the role players. I feel like that's really gonna.
Well, the role players are still making it well over $1 million. When I say $1 million, I mean the guy who essentially is one tier above the water boy, where he warms up the seat for LeBron after he's ran for 40 minutes. So, and then LeBron says, "Get up, bud," and he's like,
Yeah.
"Okay, sorry,
Move,
sir."
rookie.
Sorry, sir, and then they go sit on the floor. Like, they never get off, and they get paid $1 million. And honestly, good for them. But
Yeah.
I mean, they still do the trainings. They still do the
that's true.
like. Ideally, they should be able to just plug and play.
No.
I said ideally.
In
I
a
never
perfect
said in
world.
actuality.
So, another big one.
But are you guys against that? Against the in-season tournament? What do you think? No,
I think it's pointless.
it's
honestly.
pointless.
Yeah,
I think it's good for the other people, for the bench warmers, but they got to get on first.
You know what? If it was a tournament for what I could see them getting behind, like major players, is if it was a tournament where if it was reverse style and all the bench players and some G League players got to represent their respective teams in a tournament mid-season, and then the star players got like a week off to just watch it happen, kind of like the summer league but in season. That would also help with resting and injuries, and then on top of that, it would get people more eyes on some of the G League and other players, which would thus in turn raise revenue from advertisement of the G League. That's
pretty
what
cool.
I think they should do.
That's a really good idea. You should pitch that to Adam Silver.
Adam Silver won't take my call.
You got his number?
No.
No, that's unfortunate.
I have a former Hawks GM number.
Do you really?
Yeah, I actually do.
Why?
I found it online.
What?
My guy.
Why?
Because I had to do a written report for, and I can't remember your name, but sorry, man.
I have your phone number, but I don't know
I have
who
your
you
phone
are.
number and your email address.
You have both?
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
I
Dude, the
had-
internet's a scary place.
Dude, it's terrifying.
I had to do a report on why a future NBA prospect should be drafted by the team that he got drafted by, and I chose the Atlanta Hawks. So the former GM of the Atlanta Hawks, I apologize.
I don't know your name, but
I don't remember your name. I can pull up the report that I gave to my teacher, which has your phone number and your email address.
How long
you
ago
put
did
it in the...
I had to. It
What?
was part of the report. She required email and phone.
No way.
Whether it's his real email and phone, it could be some random guy with the same name. But it popped up for the Atlanta Hawks. So
was this like high school?
No, this was college.
Oh, this
Okay.
is really creepy. This is like borderline creepy.
Well, blame my teacher because she made us do it.
Your teacher's like having you unintentionally stalk people.
It's
Part of the job.
She
Is it?
said it was.
That's a terrifying job.
She said it was good lead generation.
Good lead generation.
Oh, I'll
I
go into
guess.
more with you guys more about what they wanted us to do for some of the classes.
What class was this?
I don't know. He probably signed an NDA for it.
No, I didn't sign.
No way
an
he
NDA.
signed an NDA for this class.
So another thing that they made us do was we had to do sales training, but then we had to sell sales for, I'm not going to name the company, but we had to do sales for them for free, by the way. It was just for a grade.
Of course.
And what they wanted us to do was they wanted us to call random phone numbers and like get them to like
You just have a
Bob.
sales pitch.
no, we had to write our own sales pitch, and they essentially wanted us to be a
Oh
call
yeah, that's what
center.
I mean. Like you had to like give some random person a sales pitch.
The problem was that this was during COVID,
Oh good.
and they wanted us to sell this for a live event.
Oh.
And I was like, I emailed the teacher. I may have never actually emailed her, but I told my parents about this. I said, I'm not going to, I don't care, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to try and convince someone during COVID, because this is when COVID was very uncertain. I'm not going to convince someone to come to a live event that they may not want to go to in the first place during COVID.
That's a little scary.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
I was not a big fan of that class. I love aspects of sales, but during that time I wasn't comfortable. Took a 5% hit in my grade for not doing it, so that was fun.
Yeah, it's only 5%.
Yeah.
You know.
I literally said to my parents, 5% are my morals. And I chose my morals. So.
And that's fair. That's a very fair choice, in your opinion.
Yeah. So back to sports.
Sports ball.
Another thing of the New Deal is that players will not be penalized for using marijuana under the new agreement. It has been taken away from their drug testing program.
Oh, interesting. I think it's definitely on like a state-by-state basis then.
I mean, they're just not going to test for it.
They're just not going to test for it from
Right,
the NBA.
right.
Like, I think it's good. More and more
Well,
leagues are doing this.
guess,
You've seen.
Regular people don't get
Right.
weekly drug tests.
Right. So they're just. It's not like they're saying do it. They're just not going to suspend people for it anymore.
That's fair. Did you guys see the Darren Waller interview? I think that was a couple weeks ago. Maybe it was a year ago. I can't remember. But it just came back up, and I saw it.
Well, yeah, I saw this.
And Darren Waller was talking about how he used to take his NFL drug tests like a game. He would see, like, how close to the test he could partake and then still pass his drug test. He failed something like 85 drug tests
Bruh.
in, like, a single year. Or something.
The reason why he had so many drug tests is because he actually joined the NFL under a program.
Yeah, under the
like the
drug assistance.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that wrong.
I don't know the exact terminology.
Yeah.
But essentially, it's a program that people who had prior drug problems in college or whatever get helped into the NFL a little bit. And but one of the things is you have to take a lot of drug tests to prove, hey, I'm not still abusing drugs or using drugs. And Darren Waller failed it 85 times because essentially he had to have, I think, a drug test. I think he said he had to have a drug test several times a week.
Yes.
Like, it was several times a week. It wasn't the usual amount for NFL players. And that's why he failed it so many times. But still, 85 times.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I just think it was hilarious that he was like, yeah, I used to take it like it was a game.
Yeah.
See how close I could be. I was like, what on earth is this guy going on about?
Next big thing is, well, two big things. Players will also have the ability to promote or invest in betting and cannabis companies.
I didn't see the betting part.
Yep. So they are allowed to invest or promote betting companies and cannabis companies. They will also be allowed to sign non-gambling endorsement deals with sports betting companies.
I think we're reaching a line here.
This is by via Yahoo Sports, by the way.
Yeah. This is opinion, but I mean, like, I'm not against sports betting. Like, I partake in it, but like, if you're playing and doing it, that's a different thing.
Well, no, they're not.
I know they're not doing it, but they're
promoting.
There's a very uneasy marriage between sports books and sports.
There's a very I feel like there's a difference between the fact that there is sports betting and the fact that as of like this year, I feel like sports betting has been like pushed hard on people. I think it's a little weird.
I think it's just getting bigger and bigger.
Right, because more and more states are starting to adopt it now, which means more and more new users, which means it's going to expand exponentially until every state adopts it eventually. And I mean, we've seen I just think this is like, it's like towing the line, you know? Like, I don't have a problem with the cannabis companies and all that. I don't really even have a problem with them promoting it. But when they can invest in it, you know? I know that's not gambling, but I feel like it's the closest thing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, because it's not crossing the line. I mean, I'm gonna take this to the Calvin Ridley suspension real quick. What the NFL did, sure, it was harsh, a year, and obviously
It was indefinite.
Yeah.
And
Indefinite.
it was lifted after.
yeah,
He had to apply for to come back.
I don't agree with the indefinite.
but I understand why they came down so hard on him. It's not that he did anything
Out of the
severely
ordinary.
wrong, because he wasn't even playing then, but it's a slippery slope from there. You know, if you let him get away with it, then who knows? Maybe Patrick Mahomes is betting the under, and he's not going to throw that touchdown.
Right.
You know?
No, this just says that you are allowed to invest or promote.
I know what it says,
Yeah.
but there's a line, and they're towing it right now. They're
They're getting there.
They're getting to a point that I'm like, guys, maybe you should back up. There's
Just
a canyon.
hair. Just a hair. If they are at the Grand Canyon, they are the group that is leaning over the edge and like pointing down into the Grand Canyon. They're like, "Oh my God, look in the canyon!" Like that's what they're doing right there.
Yeah. So like, it's right now. There's nothing wrong with it,
Mm-hmm.
but I can see
Where
a
it goes
pretty
wrong.
clear path to some pretty awful stuff for the sport in the future with what this is setting up.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that they have to be so careful with. Because, you know, a sports league is nothing without integrity. Really.
Nah, the NFL scripted.
And there's two other big ones, in my opinion. The NBA players will be allowed to invest in NBA and WNBA teams via an NBA PA selected private equity firm. So you can now invest in NBA and WNBA teams if you are a player in the NBA.
Right. And, I mean, I like that.
I like it.
I think that's really good. It's going to grow the WNBA, and it's going to
I've
grow
always
player
said
wealth.
that the WNBA needed a little bit more of a fan base, but
Yeah.
it's not popular. I think
I mean,
it's weird.
And we saw how popular women's basketball could be in the tournament this year. You know,
I wish it was
more people watched that game than watched the men's game.
But
Is that
I
Yeah.
watched an interview from Shaquille O'Neal talking about why women's basketball isn't as popular as men's basketball.
Mhm.
Dunking.
Yeah, and that was actually his reason. He was like, they don't have like the wow, they have the sharpshooters. They have the people that stand out behind the 3-point arc and just absolutely bang one, but they don't have the dunking.
Right.
And so I just thought it was interesting that Shaq was like, "Oh yeah, lower the basket, put
It's
it
completely, like,
put it in 9 feet."
the issue isn't with again, I'm going to speak a little bit out of my depth here because, you know, I don't talk to the players, but
Right.
I don't think the players would be mad if the hoop was lowered to 9 feet. I think the people I think women who don't play the game would be more mad because they're like, "Oh, this is you're lowering it because they suck," is what they're gonna think.
Right.
And then there's just gonna be all this backlash on the internet about it.
Right. But I think it would give them the wow factor.
Yeah.
Like they're still really good. Like, I mean,
we
there's-
saw Caitlin Clark. I think I haven't double checked this, but I think she
she
scored
got
the
more-
most points in NCAA tournament history.
In the postseason alone, she scored 280 points.
Yeah.
By the way, in the entire regular season, Iowa football scored 270 points. Caitlin Clark, in the postseason alone, for basketball, scored more than the entire football team. And I just thought that was hilarious. But yeah, you could say, oh, basketball has higher scores. This is a single person.
Yeah.
It's one singular person who absolutely steamrolled the entire competition until that final game.
She still put up 30 points.
She still looked really good in that final game, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that she didn't have, like, the crew with her to get it done. That team was good. It's just she was better than all of them. She was great.
One quick fact check because Jeremy, the women's finals didn't do more.
It was
it was close.
It wasn't. It was the Iowa South Carolina game.
Iowa, South Carolina.
I was unsurprised at the.
Did
South Carolina was fantastic. So.
I think they had like 9 million, and I think that was more than
5.5.
Really.
It was averaged out at 5.5 million.
Watch. Maybe I saw peak numbers.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, I apologize.
The 9.9 million that you were thinking of is LSU beat Iowa.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was the LSU game.
Okay.
Was the final.
And that was the finale.
Yeah.
And it peaked at 12.6.
I don't know if you guys saw, but the girl from LSU is cousins with one of the UConn players.
Yeah, one of the UConn players who won.
I thought that was actually a really cool little fun fact.
It's also the same girl who got some heat for trash talking.
When you're good, you can trash talk.
What's her name again?
Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese?
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
sorry.
But
you're good.
That's why everyone watched that game. That was because of Caitlin Clark. Like,
yeah. I just don't understand why people got so upset for her for trash talking Caleb Clark. She won. She's happy. Everyone was essentially writing off LSU, and LSU won. So
I never wrote off LSU. I thought it was going to be South Carolina that won. I'm going to be honest.
Well, yeah.
I think everyone thought that South Carolina was going to do the undefeated.
I had LSU South Carolina in my final bracket for the bracket.
I genuinely thought that South Carolina was going to win it all, and it wasn't.
I had South Carolina winning.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was only logical.
Yeah, I mean, it's just insane. But I mean, who can expect a player as talented as Caitlin Clark to
absolutely carry,
but not only that, break the scoring record for both men's and
women's. That's
the crazy
part.
That is. I mean,
I love
just
it.
think of some of the players who have played in March Madness.
It's all of them.
Yeah,
it's most of them, actually. It's not all of them.
It's not all of them.
It's most of them, though.
Yeah.
LeBron never played in March
LeBron
Madness.
never
No, he didn't.
played. Kareem never played.
But it's most of them.
I think it'd be hilarious if LeBron retires from the NBA and then just somehow found a workaround and got to play in college.
Dude, he'd make so much money as a
NIL deal.
NIL golfer.
He actually
J.R.
probably
Smith.
could do that.
He definitely could.
He could do the golf one.
Of course he could.
J.R. Smith, right?
Yeah.
And then last big one of the NBA PA is
man, we are on tangents today.
It's fine. It's a weird between week in sports this week.
It is, and we don't have Shane.
The veteran extension
He keeps us on
limits
track.
will increase from 120% to 140%. This adds flexibility and some significant effects to teams' rosters. Currently, they could only increase them by 120% in the first new year of an extension, unless players qualify for under certain realms.
They also increase the amount of max player slots you're allowed to have.
Yeah. That was through a tax.
Along the same lines of what you just said.
That was through a tax apron, though.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that essentially, under a certain set of circumstances, you can now have 3 two-way players instead of 2.
I don't mind it. It's good for teams.
It's good for G League players because
Yeah.
now they have a shot of being a two-way.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I think the NBA did a lot of good things with this deal, honestly. There's a couple things that I'm iffy on. You know, the 65 game hard limit and the investing in sports books, but I mean, as of now, there's nothing wrong with any of that. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's pretty good
All right.
overall.
What's your next topic?
My next topic, there's another deal that was signed, actually.
It's on the list here. Let me go look at.
I didn't put it on the list.
All right, the plan is March Madness recap, baseball, some basketball, hockey.
Well, we're going to baseball, but we're going to do another. The MLB also signed a big thing, CBA. Basically, what they did is, for a long time, I'm going to give you some backstory because I'm sure you guys aren't aware. The pay structure for MLB minor leaguers has been horrifically bad.
Well, yeah, we knew that. We see reports about that all the time.
Right, just horrifically bad. You know, they make them pay for everything on their own. They have to.
Right.
It's just really, really bad. They're living in poverty, basically.
Basically, they were.
Yeah.
They got paid the equivalent of, I think, like $50,000 or something.
Something crazy low. But
No, it was like 42, I think.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But the MLB just signed a new deal that basically says, hey, we're going to pay our minor leaguers. So this is huge, honestly. This has been getting a lot better for minor leaguers in the last couple years. There's been more and more, I guess, I don't really have the word for it, but legislation passed from the MLB that is helping them. And this one is huge. It's basically saying, hey, you're going to get paid a livable wage now.
It changes from, so AAA goes from 17.5 thousand to 35.8. AA goes from 13,000 to 30,000. High A goes from 11,000 to 27,000. Single A goes from 11,000 to 26,000. And Complex League goes from 5,000 to 20,000.
Yeah. So, you know, they're getting livable wages now. They don't have to pay for their own houses anymore. That happened, I think, a year and a half ago or so, where the MLB was like, hey, you teams have to pay for the minor leagues housing and all this. So, you know, better and better conditions. It really is good to see.
However, it does change the maximum domestic reserve list, which governs the number of players a team can roster outside of its complexes. So,
that's just going to stop them from, like, picking up every single international free agent and putting them in, like, basically a
shack.
log cabin.
In a shack.
Yeah.
Just call it what it is. It's a shack.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the big news out of the MLB. But let's talk some March Madness. We already talked a little bit. Sorry, there was a little bit. I wanted to finish my CBA talk, but March Madness.
Starting off with San Diego and FAU. Yes! Sorry, I just really wanted FAU to lose.
Yeah, FAU lost in heartbreaking fashion.
Yep.
Buzzer beater.
Buzzer beater.
Heartbreaking fashion.
Heartbreaking for them, not for me. You slaughter my boy. I'm so glad somebody slaughtered you.
In San Diego State, Butler hit the buzzer beater shot to win by 1.
It was actually a pretty impressive shot.
Yeah, he almost stepped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that. We were actually eating. Me and Jeremy were eating. And the TV where we were eating at starts playing it. And they, like, zoom in on his foot. He's, like, half an inch out. Or almost out. I hadn't seen that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
But, I mean, I'm glad that San Diego State got that buzzer beater. Got their hopes all nice and high up just to lose to UConn.
I don't know, man. They made it close at the end.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 59-72?
They made it close. It was down to 5 points.
59-76.
It was down to 5 points. It was down to 5 points with 3.5 minutes to go in the game.
And the final score is 76-59.
What
Yes.
happened?
You see, what happened was they missed all of their shots, so they got it down to 5, and then UConn hit a 3, and then they missed, and then UConn hit another 3, and then they missed.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I mean,
UConn Miami game. It was good in the first half. The second half, it was just a runaway.
I mean that's what I said last week. I don't expect Miami. I didn't expect Miami to win. I thought it was going to be a blowout. The only way that they could have stopped them, they weren't able to do. So, one thing that I did not know, but this is actually like incredible. The center for UConn was fasting. He was fasting all of March.
Oh yeah, because of Ramadan.
Because of Ramadan.
So this he would like eat during warm-ups.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he said the only reason why he chose to do it was because Hakeem Olajuwon did it. And he said if Hakeem can do it, I can do it. And that's I think that's really cool.
I mean, yeah, that's really cool. Obviously, that's a lot of athletes are doing that right now. But that's
I think that's awesome.
it's really, really cool. No, but I don't know. I thought it was a good game. I mean, UConn wins their 5th. They're now tied with Duke and Indiana, with for like 3rd or 4th most championships all time.
Austin never lost a championship.
Yeah, they're 5-0. They have won the most since 1999, with 5.
The closest teams are 3. It's Kansas and
It's probably Duke or UNC.
I think it's Kansas and Duke, and then Kentucky, UNC have 2.
Villanova's up there too. Not Gonzaga.
Poor Gonzaga.
Poor Gonzaga. I thought this was their year because no one was talking about them. And
Yeah,
then they got steamrolled.
I heard that from another person as well. They're like, just watch, Gonzaga's going to win. No one's talking about
That's
it.
like literally the only reason I picked them. I was like, oh my god, Gonzaga.
And I was like, I know another person who says that too. But no, I think this was a great March Madness. Unfortunately, a blue blood team won. You know,
Is UConn a blue blood?
yeah, it's a blue blood.
Okay.
A blue blood team won. But hey,
Depends. What defines a blue blood team?
I mean, they're 3rd all time, and they're part of the Big Blue. I'd say that's a big blue. That's a blue blood team. In fact, people were saying that UConn was the only blue blood team in the Final Four, which is true.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot about the blue blood San Diego State and the blue blood Florida Atlantic University.
UConn is the 2nd team ever to win from the number 4 seed. Yep.
Yeah, all the top articles right now are UConn is officially a blue blood program after.
Can you guys guess who the other team is?
I was trying to think about that. Is it in the? It is
in 97.
Then I definitely couldn't tell you.
1997.
1997. Is it the Tar Heels?
No. You're never gonna get this.
I'm never gonna get it.
Don't.
Is this who won it all?
Yeah.
Is it Creighton?
No. Don't think on our side of the Mississippi.
Is it UCLA?
No.
Is it? It's not blue blood.
No.
I wouldn't say so.
USC?
No.
No, they wouldn't.
Is it Washington?
No. Go south.
Oregon?
South.
Arizona State?
There you go.
Really?
It's Arizona.
Oh.
Oh. I was gonna say Arizona State. What?
Yeah.
No. But like, it was in the state of Arizona.
Yeah.
I'll give it to him. But like,
You shouldn't.
No. Oh, absolutely not. But like, it would take you too long to. If I said no to Arizona State, you'd be like, well, then where is it?
I've named all the states.
And all the states are there.
All right. NBA. Want to talk about it?
I do.
NBA is wrapping up. There's only a few games left. As we alluded to earlier, the Mavericks are pretty much out of contention. There's only 3 games left, and they are down by 1 game, and a tiebreaker goes to the Thunder, and the Thunder has to essentially lose every single game for them to get.
They're not going to.
So they're not going to. Thunder's going to get into the play-in. What are y'all thinking? Who's going to be the NBA champions this year?
Is KD healthy back?
What? Is Katie?
Yeah.
I thought you said Katie as in like the female name Katie.
Oh no.
And I was like, there isn't someone named Katie. KD.
Don't worry, that's what I thought he said too. And I was very confused. I was like, who is Katie?
Yeah.
And I was like trying to do some math in my head. I was like, I don't think I know a player named.
Like, I know he came back a bit ago,
I
but
think Kevin Durant's back. Yeah.
all right. Then the Suns.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. They're pretty good. They're at least going to come out of the West.
You think that they're coming out of the West?
Yeah.
I'm going to make a prediction right now. The winner of the NBA championship this year will come out of the West.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think it's going to be the Bucks or the Celtics or the Sixers?
Celtics are too small. They don't have an athletic center to stop Joel Embiid. So the Sixers are going to beat the Celtics. I expect the Sixers to make the championship this year. But then, even if the Celtics somehow make the championship again for the second straight year, once again, they have Al Horford at center. They have 2 small forwards playing shooting guard and power forward. So no, whoever wins the Western Conference this year will win the NBA championship. My guess for who's going to win the NBA championship is one that will probably upset many of NBA fans. I think the Warriors will be going back to back.
Really?
Yeah. They're about to get Andrew Wiggins back.
Oh, they are, aren't they?
Andrew Wiggins was seen on the bench for the first time in 21 games. He had to deal with a family matter. So they are about to come back with almost all their players healthy, all their top players healthy, and some of their role players having the best years of their career. I think that the Warriors are about to go back to back.
Lovely. Remember when they were missing the playoffs? That was fun.
Yep, and now they are 5th in the West. And are essentially they're guaranteed to
make it.
At least be in play-in, but guaranteed to have a slot not play-in is still up for grabs.
You're not worried about the Lakers at all?
No. The
Bucks?
What?
What about the Bucks?
Giannis can be stopped. People have figured it out. LeBron, there's a statistic that since LeBron and KD have gotten together after the bubble, they have not played 5 straight games together. So LeBron and AD have literally not played 5 straight games together in years at this point. So one of them are going to get injured in the playoffs. And a lot of people have shown how LeBron is acting after his latest foot injury. Probably is season ending and he's just playing on it because he doesn't want to miss the playoffs. So, no.
So you're not worried about any of the East?
No. Whoever wins the West will win it all.
Bucks, Celtics, 76ers.
Celtics are too small, and I think that the 76ers have Joel Embiid and Joel
Cavs.
No.
Hey, they're in.
They're in. They're not going to make it very far.
They're in.
Talking about they got Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, wow. And Donovan Mitchell has how many championships?
Well, none yet, but you just wait.
You just wait until he actually goes to a team that can win.
Just wait till the Clippers win. I know they're West, but like.
I mean, if the Clippers win,
Nets.
no.
It's Brooklyn.
Come on,
Brooklyn's
Cam Thomas.
winning it.
Come on, Cam Thomas.
Dude,
Brooklyn's
honestly,
winning.
they're going all the way. Look, as long as they don't miss a shot, they'll be fine.
I think.
Listen, as long as they take shots, I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I mean, come on.
No, 76ers.
Peter is
have the
cringing
best
at
shot.
this whole bit behind the desk between me and you.
76ers have the best shot, of the East by far. They're making the championship.
Hear me out. Atlanta wins. They're in the play-in race, by the way.
I don't think how Trae Young plays can win a championship.
What are you talking about? MVP style. Jeremy just turned so fast.
Oh my god.
He does have that MVP style, doesn't he?
He's got that dog in him.
He has something in him.
What? What about the Grizzlies? Do you think Ja Morant?
I think that John Morant will
I think Ja
have to
Morant.
hold himself from not beating up a kid in the front row.
I think Ja Morant has the equipment to scare.
I think that his friends are probably going to get banned from the playoffs. So I'm not sure that that's going to be a worry. You know what? If Ja can turn it around and win it all, that's great. Is he going to? No. So if they
But he's not scared of anybody in the West, remember?
Oh, yeah, he's not scared of Nikola Jokic, who would literally pick him up with, like, one pinky.
He's not scared of anyone in the West.
I mean, I'm not trying to say anything about Ja Morant. Ja Morant is an incredible player, and I wish that he was a nicer person. But they don't have the team for it. And I think deep down, Ja knows this as well.
They're also, they got pretty hurt
I
in the
just
last couple
noticed
weeks.
this on this poster. There, for those who can't see, I apologize. On the 5 questions to avoid liability, the mini headings next to the numbers of 2, 3, and 4 have overlap onto the numbers.
Yeah. No, I know. Because I sit there. You're in the seat that I normally am. That's why I mentioned the liability poster almost every single show.
Who designed that?
It's awfully designed.
Oh my god.
And that's why we are about to be hit with liability, because we just said that it is awfully designed.
You could say something's awfully designed if it's not slander, and it's not slander. Anyone with eyes can see that is a
poorly designed poster.
Yeah, a poorly designed poster.
There's so much empty space on that poster.
I should say working eyes. I apologize.
And they overlay text onto these numbers. I don't know. It's something that I've noticed from sitting there.
And that's off-centered as well. Can I publish this? It's completely off-centered. Okay, whatever. Sorry, sports.
Liability.
No, Peter, tell them all about their design. Tell them all about the design flaws.
All right. Should I explain?
No. This is sports.
We've reached the top of the hour here on...
And we still have 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes to the top of the hour.
We have 30 seconds.
Oh, my phone is wrong. Or the computer's wrong.
The computer's wrong, but anyway.
There's 2 minutes.
We use the computer time.
We've reached the top of the hour.
We've reached the top of the hour here on WXJM 88.7 FM, Harrisonburg, Virginia, and WXJM.org. My name is Jeremy Lapidus, host of this Triple Threat Show, joined as always by my 2 friends and co-hosts,
Jeremy Lapidus.
And
Jeremy Lapidus.
You can also check us out on YouTube at The Triple Threat Show, on Instagram at The Triple Threat Show, and on Twitter at 3 Threat Show. Yeah.
So, Jeremy.
Yeah. No, not
Thanks for joining the bit, Jeremy.
Thank you, Jeremy, for
course.
including
Of course,
me in the bit. Honestly, I think it'd be awesome if one of these times we all just went around and
Said the wrong name.
one person did the start of the show, one person did the top of the hour, and then one person did the finale of everything, and we all just said, my name is Jeremy Lapidus, and welcome to the...
What if we kept the order the same, but just rotated the order every single show? So it's one day Peter's doing the intro, and he's like, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeremy Lapidus, the host of your Triple Threat show.
I'm joined by my three friends and
co-hosts. Shane Brisland,
Peter
Kegwin, and
Caleb. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out on 3 Threat Show on Twitter. Coming to you soon on Twitch.
On Twitch?
Yeah.
We were on Twitch for a little bit, actually.
Oh, wait, really?
We were on Hayden's account.
Oh.
Okay, I gotta go out of radio. The intro voice, it hurts.
We're just gonna get a really super serious, or you gotta go WWE style. You remember those old WWE commercials?
In this quarter, we
Monday!
Oh, we could do a Bruce Buffer.
Oh, wait, speaking of
let's get ready.
WWE.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, how did we just...
It's not a sport, it's fun.
It's entertainment.
Huge news. I told everyone here at the 3 Threat Show this.
at 3 Threat Show.
Yeah. And I still can't believe this. And they couldn't believe it when I told them. UFC and WWE are forming together to form one flagship brand that will be worth $22 billion after its completion. For those worried, this does not mean that
Logan Paul
is going to be in the UFC yet. He technically, his brand technically is the sponsor of it, but
I think Logan Paul would get smacked.
I want to see him in the UFC.
So I think he would get smacked by most of the roster.
A good majority.
However, you have to remember that he was wrestling state champion in Ohio.
How old is he?
He's I have no idea.
He's 30 at this point.
30. It's so far removed.
I mean, but he's
in pretty good shape still.
He's in pretty
it's not
good shape.
It's not like he's sitting on a porch with a beer I used to be state champion of wrestling, guys.
You also have to remember that he does do professional wrestling, and it's not even remotely the same. However, they do practice holds, and almost every single time that I've seen a video of him practicing with a WWE all-time great, they are always you learned this because you were a wrestler in high school. I think that he could beat some people. Vast majority, I'm talking 95%, he could not even come close to beating. But 90%, I'd give it to him. I mean, 5%, my bad.
Yeah, I mean, $22 billion is a lot.
Yeah, it's a very big deal. It's still, the split currently is going to be 51% of the shareholders of UFC. They're going to get 51% of the new company and control, and the shareholders of WWE will get 49%. That's currently the split that I saw. I'm not sure how creative and match makeups are going to be going for both sides. I do know and have heard that there's going to be a lot of crossover now. So, that I think it's awesome. I genuinely do. For those who don't know, we've seen crossover in the past between the two companies with Brock Lesnar when he became a heavyweight champion. So I think it's awesome, and it really helps. I know Caleb said this in our group chat. I think it really helps because both of their brands they're not dying by any stretch. I mean, WWE increased, I believe, 33% this past year, which is astronomical.
Yeah.
But viewership-wise,
They're just not as popular anymore.
It's not,
and that's what I was saying. Is like, viewership-wise, they are much lower than like, say like 2010s. I feel like peak WWE, I think, was like 2008. I feel like they had a large viewership then.
I think that when they were mainstream the most was when
it was like
The Rock was still a wrestler, and
The Rock, Undertaker,
Triple H, Stone Cold,
yeah,
all when they were regulars.
Vince McMahon.
Oh, wait! I gotta show you guys have you guys seen the photo of Vince from the press conference for it?
No.
For what?
For the merger.
No.
He dyed all of his hair
What color?
black,
Dyed it black?
and he gave himself a mustache.
Oh no.
That's hilarious.
That sounds awful. Oh, it's awful.
Oh.
Oh.
He looks like J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I was about to say, who's the guy from Spider-Man? He looks like he's about to yell at me for Spider-Man.
That's what someone literally said. I can't find the tweet now, but someone literally posted saying, after years of not being able to catch Spider-Man in picks, Vince McMahon is now selling his company to hopefully purchase the Spider-Man
I want pictures of
franchise.
Spider-Man!
I said, get me pictures of Spider-Man.
Oh my god!
We are off the
God, this is
rails
great.
today.
Honestly, I feel like this makes a good listening experience. Maybe not for hardcore fans, but
Yeah.
Hardcore fans of the Triple Threat Show, yeah.
no, I'm
No,
talking
just
about
of
sports.
sports. No, anyone who listens to the Triple Threat Show is not here for sports. They're here to get like the big overarching things of sports, like the big news, and then they're here just for us to, be a bunch of idiots and have a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, like, it's what we do. We're not too serious.
Nah,
We would never last in today's like TV shows, though.
Oh, I don't think so.
I disagree.
I mean, I feel like we're not nearly as good as them. I'm going to be completely honest.
Oh no!
But the one what we remind me of is Pat McAfee. Yeah. I think, and his is like the most popular
Good.
sports show.
That's what I was
well,
modeling this
because
after. Quite honestly.
McAfee has his friends.
Yeah.
It's not like, Shannon Sharp is paired with
Skip Bayless.
because they do not get along. There's no way they hang out outside of that show.
No, and they try and
Even in the show, they try not to speak to each other as much as they can.
or no, because the funniest part is that Skip definitely tries to make it sound like they hang out outside the show, because he'll be like, and when I saw my man Shannon Sharp the other day, and Shannon will just sit up straight, not like nod his head, be like, oh my god, when is this show over?
Like when people are paired with somebody that they just don't want to be paired with, it's very obvious on
Yeah.
TV.
I think that Shannon used to want to be paired with Skip because it's how Shannon got his break. But now I think that in the next, whenever Shannon's contract is up, I think he's gone.
Yeah.
And good for him, because he's a better analyst and better all around than Skip Bayless. So
No
no offense, Skip.
Yeah.
To avoid liability.
You must ask yourself 5 questions. Who might want to... Okay.
Along with, real quick, we're going to go to hockey in a sec.
Oh, Shane's not here though.
Guys, the Capitals were eliminated from the postseason.
They were...
Yes,
Caps are out.
as of like 10 hours ago or so.
Did Ovechkin break the record?
Nah, he's about a season or two away.
Yeah.
How many goals is he?
He's at
Good bit off.
530 something. And he needs like a little less than 100.
Oh. So, yeah.
Yeah.
From what little I know about hockey.
He... So Ovechkin has, I think, 822 goals. And I think Gretzky has 890?
Wow.
895? Something like that. Jeremy, you looking this up?
Yeah.
I think he's like 8. I've been waiting for like Shane to just shoot me a text.
He's at 822. Gretzky's at 894.
94.
So he's 62 away.
I was close.
Which honestly he could do, next season.
He could do it in a year.
Yeah.
Ovechkin's that good. He's still that good. I don't care if he's getting old. He's still that good.
Does it count if he scores in his own goal?
No.
Like, could they just move out of the way and be like, "Get it tonight, buddy"?
If they score on their own goal, it goes to the last person on the other team that touches the puck. So, like, if he picked up the puck in his offensive zone, off the goalie, and then he scored on his own goal, the goalie would get the goal.
I just thought about this. I saw a clip from a lacrosse game of a defenseman shooting from behind the goal. This is college lacrosse, by the way. Shooting from behind the goal. Launched it full field, and the goalie's just standing there on the other side. He's like waiting for I don't know what. I don't know what type of snail mail was getting to him, but like he stood there and like watched this ball until it's like 2 feet away from him, and then he tried to save it, but by then it was already in the goal. So a defenseman made a full field goal in lacrosse the other day in the most hilarious fashion.
That's awesome.
He was thinking of his grocery list. He was like, ran out of protein today.
Yeah. He's like, man, I could really use some protein right about now. Like, oh.
Do I have any homework I gotta do?
Man, I got my stats class.
Wait, what's that thing flying toward? Oh no!
Oh no! I don't think I have the clip saved, but it was just hilarious. I watched it and I was like, "There's no way this goalie is like just gonna watch it. Like, what are you doing?" So,
do we want to talk about NFL at all?
Sure. Big news of the day: John Elway no longer a member of the Denver Broncos.
Yep.
This is the first time in like 40 years.
Yeah.
Or something like that. That he hasn't been a member of the organization.
Some say it's because Sean Payton kicked him out of his office.
That's totally it, though. It absolutely is. He got demoted last season from GM because he kind of sucked at it.
It was not good.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
No.
He didn't make good choices. I'm trying to think of like who a good pick by him was that like stands out.
Von Miller.
Besides Von.
I think Vaughn would have been a star no matter where.
Yeah, I don't think Von Miller was a hard choice.
Philip Lindsay was kind of okay.
Philip Lindsay's in the XFL now. He plays for the Seattle Seahawks.
He is. I love that.
He is paired up with Josh Gordon and Ben DiNucci.
And
I think that's hilarious. I wish Philip Lindsay had been at the game we were at. That would have made that game absolutely hilarious.
Dude, I can't believe the Defenders lost to
the Orlando Guardians. 0-6 versus 6-0, and they lost. The Guardians are now 1-6, and the Defenders are now 6-1. The issue is if the Defenders had won that game, clinched playoffs. They had clinched playoffs just like that, but they lost. Oh, it's just so disappointing.
Another big news for the NFL is Austin Eckler. For those who have not been following along, Austin Eckler has asked for a trade after much time with the Chargers, where he and them have been going back and forth with negotiations. And after a while, they finally said, "Look, we're not going to reach what you want." And
they told him yesterday, "We don't want to talk about a contract."
Yeah, they're like, "I think it's best we part ways." So they are currently looking for a trade, and to put it in perspective, that this relationship, I don't think that it's a bad relationship, but in the sense of I don't think that they are ready, like that they're ready to move on. This is what Austin Eckler had to say yesterday. This is verbatim. "Look, I guess the worst case scenario right now out of all of it is I'll come back and I'll have to play for the Chargers for a year. and bet on myself and then be a free agent next year. So he's essentially saying the worst case scenario is he returns to the Chargers.
I mean,
he
yeah.
does not want to return.
Where do you think he goes? What team do you think would love Austin Eckler?
The Arizona Cardinals. The Buffalo Bills.
I think the Bills.
I
think he would love to go to the Bills.
I think Dolphins.
If I was an Austin Eckler, where would I want to go? How about that?
Miami.
Really?
Miami.
Why?
Kansas City.
No, they got Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah.
So?
They're so excited about having Isaiah Pacheco.
No, they're not gonna. He's not gonna get.
They are not.
Did you see the amount of work that Jerick McKinnon got?
Yeah, but they've already said they're like Isaiah Pacheco is it now.
If Bears had more assets, I would say you'd want to go to the Bears, but
Go to the Lions. Why not?
Austin, if you want to come to the Lions,
Please.
and you want to be a part of a mediocre franchise
that has no chance of winning a Super Bowl.
that has no chance of winning the Super Bowl, essentially the Chargers, then come on over.
Come on down. You get to keep a similar color scheme.
I would love to watch you every single week. You would be my best friend in the entire world.
I'm sorry, but I don't care who is projected first overall. But Peter is taking Austin Eckler first overall in his fantasy draft if he ends up on the Lions.
It's the Rams. He's going to the Rams.
No, I
The
think
Rams? No, they're in rebuild.
they're in rebuild. I think he's trying to go somewhere fun that he knows he has a chance to win something.
Miami. I think he wants to go to Miami.
Miami, Bills is a good choice.
Tampa Bay. He's got Baker Mayfield.
Oh, how can we forget about Baker Mayfield?
Dude, check down master right there. Dude, that's going to
Did
be
you see him at the Patriots? That would be a good trade, too. They could trade,
Mac Jones?
No, they could trade, what's his name? Stevenson and Daniel Harris.
Harris is on the Bills now.
Oh, you're right.
Or I don't know if he's actually on the Bills, but he's not on the Patriots anymore. He got signed somewhere else.
Yeah, he went Bills.
Cool.
It was a good pickup by the Bills.
I think Patriots would be a good fit for him.
They would. But
Have you seen that Bill Belichick's trying to ship
Yeah,
Mac
they're
Jones?
trying to trade Mac Jones.
I would, too. It's Mac Jones.
Yeah, but also, he's fine.
Mac Jones, Daniel Jones, they're the same guy.
Honestly, yes.
Except Daniel Jones can run a little bit.
Except Daniel Jones got $160 million extension.
Another NFL thing was Jalen Carter has told essentially every single team that is not in the top 10 to lose his number.
Yeah.
Because he's not
not going.
I won't go to a workout, lose my number.
I got a kick out of that when I saw that. He was like, yeah, there's no way I'd drop past 10,
Dude, but
lose my number.
He shouldn't, though.
And he will. That's the problem.
Quite honestly, he shouldn't.
No, he absolutely shouldn't. He is an incredible talent.
I don't know, with his driving style?
I've found it hilarious. Absolutely hilarious that the Raiders explicitly said, yeah, because of our history, I don't think we're going to go with Jalen. I was like, oh my God,
In
Raiders.
some other news, Commanders. There are 3 official bids.
I know one's $6 billion.
2 of them have reached...
2 of them are $6 billion.
Really? I didn't know.
2 have reached the $6 billion mark. 1 stands at 5.8. I can't remember who does the 5.8 because I just don't care because they're not going to get it at 5.8. Steve
Apopolopoulos.
That guy, the Canadian.
That's like his real name, though.
Yeah, that's actually his name. And I feel so bad that I can't actually pronounce it because I'd love to actually say his name.
I added probably an extra.
Yeah, I think it's Apokalopoulous.
Yeah.
But however you say his name, I'm sorry, Steve. I'm going to call you Steve from now on.
Steve.
Steve has reached the $6 billion mark.
Canada Steve.
And then Canadian Steve. And then
and he's with
Josh
Magic Johnson.
Harris.
He's Magic Johnson, isn't he? Which one of them is with Magic Johnson?
Josh Harris.
That's the one.
Has his group of investors. And Magic Johnson said on live TV today that his team has submitted a bid and that he wants it because it is the only sport he has not won a ring from, and he wants one.
What?
That's what he said.
What hockey?
What hockey and baseball team?
I don't ask me.
Actually,
He's probably with the Dodgers.
no,
He has leadership with the Dodgers. I know
Dodgers for sure. I know he has Dodgers.
that. Kings maybe. The LA Kings for hockey. They won a couple rings in the 2010s.
I don't think that's it. It could be something else.
San Jose Sharks, but they didn't win.
Breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Team guilty in shooting of Commanders player Brian Robinson has fled.
Fled?
Yeah.
Was he in custody?
17-year-old was supposed to be sentenced Wednesday, but a judge said youth services officials can't find him. He's fled.
Oh. That's not good.
No.
So, let's see here. Johnson.
He had a GPS monitoring him, and they can't find him.
Bro.
I'm trying to find
Well,
Where's he gonna go?
I don't know.
Ugh.
But he just made his situation a lot worse.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, man. I can't find it. Okay. So he has owned a part of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Right.
And then he also has... What else does he have? Apparently, he's a minority owner of the Lakers. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Dodgers. I guess he's just leaving baseball out. He doesn't care.
Well, Dodgers
Hockey
is baseball.
Or not baseball. Hockey.
does
Sorry.
Magic
Sorry.
Johnson.
Maybe he just doesn't care.
Sorry. I didn't mean to say baseball. I was still I'm reading the line where it says Los Angeles Dodgers, and so all I could think was baseball. I was trying to think hockey. But I don't think any of us.
Kings.
Okay, it's
Kings?
definitely the Kings.
It's Kings.
Because he's got LAFC too.
Oh, soccer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was also back in 2020. Magic Johnson welcomed a player who had just been drafted to the Kings.
Yeah, no, the Kings won a couple recently.
So let's see here. He owns Dodgers, Sparks. So he's won a WNBA championship.
An NBA championship. He's won.
Los Angeles FC.
Yeah.
They
won
won
the
in
MLS
2017 as well as 2022.
Cup. Yeah. They won the MLS Cup. Then
2016 WNBA championship.
That's crazy.
I can't find where he owns Kings.
The Kings won in 2012
Yeah, I can't.
and 2014, I believe.
I can't find it either. The thing that I found of him congratulating a Kings player was because he was congratulating the highest drafted black NHL player of all time.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So he was saying, "Hey, good job, man." You know.
Yeah.
It was Quentin Byfield.
Oh, he hasn't come into the NHL yet. Or if
Oh.
he has, he's been bad. So
It's
I don't know.
October 8th, 2020.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Oh well.
Well, I guess he just doesn't consider hockey a sport.
Dang. That's like crazy.
Oh, New Jersey Devils.
He owns the New Jersey Devils.
Partial ownership of the New Jersey Devils
Devils
there you
haven't
go.
won.
because they
I
have
guess they won in like 2008 or something.
because he has a business partnership with Josh Harris. He buys into the group that Josh Harris runs, and
Gotcha.
they own. They are a minority owner of the Steelers of the football world. Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Wait, but if that was the case, then you would have
Yeah.
a ring from the Steelers.
Yeah.
Is this Fenway Sports Group?
I can't-
Is that what this is? Because if so, they bought the Steelers, like... Oh, no, they didn't. That was the Penguins. Fenway Sports Group brought the Penguins, like, last year.
Anyway.
Who knows?
Not important.
Well, back to the talk of the Commanders selling. It has been reported as recently as today that almost every single bid owner is terrified of one man, and that one man is Jeff Bezos.
Dan Snyder will never, ever,
I disagree.
ever sell the team to Jeff Bezos.
This morning, Dan Snyder had a private meeting with Jeff Bezos, talking about team financials and ownership. Reported this morning.
My guess is that Jeff Bezos was waiting forever because he did an initial bid. My guess is he was waiting to see how high is this going to go, and then once it plateaued, he was like, "Okay, $6 billion, I'll give you 8." You know,
he's gonna have to give him 10
if they give.
to sell.
Dude, he doesn't care.
I know he doesn't care, but
He wants the Commanders.
Dude,
He's
Dan
literally
Snyder
moving-
hates Jeff Bezos with like a passion.
Well, doesn't matter. You can hate someone as much as you want, but if you get
They're giving you $10 billion.
they're giving you $10 billion. I don't think they really care at this point who's buying it. Especially since the entire NFL has essentially said to Dan Snyder, "We hate you and never want to see you again." So,
That's completely fair, though.
I mean, there has literally been not a more detrimental piece to the NFL than Dan Snyder.
Did you see the April Fool's post that Stephon Diggs had?
No.
He basically was like, "I want to leave Buffalo. Take me to the Giants."
He posted something. He was like, "Come save me."
Yeah, you did actually tell me that.
Yeah.
You told me that while we were working on it.
It's been, some of those jokes were pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who it was. Battlehawks. The XFL's
yes.
Battlehawks. St. Louis, on April Fool's Day, made a fantastic post saying that they would be leaving St. Louis at the conclusion of the 2023 season to become the Los Angeles Battlehawks in a very hilarious fashion. And fans were not happy with their April Fool's joke and took the threats against the team in the comments. And some of them were very personal and very out of hand. St. Louis is serious about their football.
Oh, no, the funniest April Fool's joke for me in the sports world. Did you guys see what the Chargers' Twitter April Fool's joke was?
I missed it.
So in 2007, or like really early on in Twitter, the Chargers tweeted out something that was along the lines of, "I need to find me a wife that I can go have fast food with and then go watch an NFL game." And for April Fool's this year, the person said, "Update, my wife left me."
Yikes.
Oh my goodness.
I remember reading something at the beginning of COVID. It was a fantastic meme. And it was posted by some Chargers fans. And it was right after the groups were like, "Oh yeah, you can't have groups meeting that are larger than 6 or something," right? I think it was like 8 at the time. And then some Chargers fan posted, "Which kids are getting relegated? Which one of Phillip Rivers' kids is getting relegated to a table in a different room?" Because Phillip Rivers has like 9 or 10 kids. Like, Mans has a lot of kids. I can't even remember.
There was a lot of jokes that the reason why he wanted to come out of retirement last year was because he ran out of money to feed all of his kids.
That's... Wow. I mean...
And I was like, wow, that's really personal.
That's rough. Let's see here. He's a devout Catholic. Oh, that makes so much sense. Never mind.
Oh, if you type in Phillip Rivers kids and then you go on the Google, you have to extend the page.
Yeah. I can say that. My family's Catholic. So. You laughed at me, so I was like,
Oh.
You got it right on the nose.
9 kids. 7 daughters, 2 sons. I want to know what the order was. Like, if his second son, Gunnar, is, like, the last in the line. Like, he had one son, and he like, kept trying for a second son.
No, the youngest is a girl.
Oh.
Here's a family photo.
You been bringing up family photos?
Bruh.
Oh, wow. Wait, which one is his wife?
I'm assuming it's this one.
Oh, yeah. That's fair. I can't tell. He's so far away from me, I'm going to be honest.
Bruh.
His kids apparently range from 3 to 20 years old. So.
3 to 20?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Jeremy, you're getting nervous that Philip Rivers is going to get upset with us.
Oh, no. Not at all.
Okay.
He's just realizing that we have reached the end of the Triple Threat Show.
We can extend for Philip Rivers.
Here on WXJM.
You can do it. The signs are right there.
Oh, wait, do I get to do this today?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, man. Okay.
Want me to do it?
We've reached the end of our show today here on
I got this,
WXJM 88.7 FM, Harrisonburg, Virginia, and WXJM.org. Also on YouTube at The Triple Threat Show, on Instagram at The Triple Threat Show, and on Twitter at 3Threat Show. My name is Jeremy Lapidus. My name has been Jeremy Lapidus, host of this Triple Threat Show, joined as always by my two friends and co-hosts,
Shane Brisland.
And
Jeremy Lapidus.
Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Good night.
We're a hot mess.